I was shocked, Brian, when I first heard the news.
UFC light heavyweight champ Jon Jones has tested positive for traces of cocaine.
It's crazy with the cocaine thing. Ariel, I'll look you dead in your eyes. I don't like coke. I'm not a coke guy. I tried cocaine one night, and the athletic commission's there the next day. It was just like, how in the world did this just go down? How did it happen this way?
Jon Jones tested positive for cocaine, yet you see other fighters getting in big trouble for testing positive for marijuana. That is the difference between out of competition and in competition. Jon Jones tested positive for cocaine out of competition.
Jones has admitted himself into a drug treatment center.
Jones's mother, Camille, admitted Monday that her son left the rehab facility after just one night.
I went to a party. A lot of heavy drinking going on. So I go to bed and I wake up, it's definitely still really tired. I remember being at a red light, had my music going, texting on my cell phone. I went through a light. It was like a green light that said that I could turn left, but you're supposed to yield. Person came through and I just assumed it was my green light to go, obviously being not completely clear-headed, and I ended up running into a car.
New trouble this morning for a mixed martial arts champion,
Jon Jones.
Action 7 News reporter Erin Hill spoke to the pregnant woman who was in the car Jones is accused of hitting.
I kind of freaked out, and I was just more upset, that he couldn't at least stayed and at least said, I'm sorry or something.
Why didn't you look at the other car?
Because it all happened so fast. I know I smelled like alcohol, and I just felt like if the police came, it would be a bad situation for me.
Inside the SUV, police say they found a pipe with marijuana, and that's not all.
I'm sitting here thinking, all right, I need to go. I need to get away from this.
That is the worst case scenario, a pregnant woman.
Oh, yeah, it makes me look like a monster.
When I heard about what happened with Jon with the accident, the lady, and I immediately thought, is this real?
Are you disappointed in yourself with a lot of this stuff?
Yeah, I am. I totally am, yeah.
You're one of the chosen few that get to carry and be a light and be a torch for people to follow. How can you be so openly willing to sacrifice that?
Girl made almost $1 million off the situation. I'm sure her life's been changed forever.
Right after the accident, Jon hides in a hotel room for a day.
And in that room, I found out that I lost my endorsements. I found out that I lost my belt, I lost my job. I sat there and I cried for the whole day, man. I really thought that my career was over.
Now he will face felony charges if and when police do find him.
If Jon Jones wanted to reach out to us, it would not be a difficult thing for him to do.
But if convicted, Jones could face up to 3 years in prison, Amy.
Here to accept full responsibility for what happened, for my actions. And I'm just really hoping that you guys can give me an opportunity to redeem myself.
One last point, Your Honor, is with respect to the felony conviction is Mr. Jones does a lot of work with kids. This is an opportunity for you to order some time for him to spend with kids and to learn from his mistake.
Champion, heavyweight, and 9-time world champion, light heavyweight division in the UFC. Right. And you're gonna get up and work hard to get there. Listen. And then you do something stupid. When you can wake up, they think you need to call. I'm going to grant the conditional discharge.
As part of the deal, Jones must make 72 appearances around Albuquerque
To talk to kids about the decisions that cost him this trouble.
And while Jon is suspended, DC fights for his belt.
That's not the same guy, but it was always about the belt. It always has been about the belt.
It is all over! Daniel Cormier is the new UFC light heavyweight champion!
I went through a real self-destructive state right after the car accident, and then
How so?
I just started to party more. I was really depressed. Yeah, the belt had been stripped from me, and I felt as if I was a big waste of talent.
So Cormier wins the belt. Rogan asks him a question. He ignores it and just says,
Jon Jones, get you together, I'm waiting for you!
He messed up. He really messed up there. Because I took his advice. I got my shit together.
We're tied together, man, and I don't think we're ever going to be apart until we fight again.
Driver's license, registration, insurance. Please turn your car off. Why are you drag racing that Cadillac?
I was not drag racing.
Actually, I do know that you were drag racing.
Both know that I did not speed.
Okay.
You are an absolute liar.
Well, we can talk about it in court.
What's your name?
Officer Brown. It's on your ticket, sir.
I used to really respect people like you.
Please don't dig around in your car.
I was looking for a pen. Give me the shit. Liar. How do you sleep with yourself?
Well, you're lucky you're not going to jail tonight for reckless driving.
For what? For
reckless driving.
Yeah, right. Nice try.
Well, you're going to hurt somebody someday or yourself, sir.
How do you
The way you drive.
I can't wait till you get out of my face. You're despicable.
I feel the same way about you, sir.
Pig. Disgust me.
Once again, feelings mutual.
Your Honor, we want to start by saying the most important thing here is that Mr. Jones was sober when he was stopped by this police officer, and he's been sober for 6 months, and that's really significant here. We believe that he was profiled, but that's obviously for another day. The most important is the curfew. Mr. Jones now has a major fight in less than a month. We just would ask the court to at least not impose a curfew at this time.
Judge, when you're on probation, you are held to a higher standards. And Mr. Jones has started to fail at probation, and this is his third chance. So we believe that these incidents are occurring late at night, and if he is to stay in his house later, I think we'll avoid some of these incidents.
I'm going to accept your plea. I won't require a curfew. If you come back, it won't go well. So take it seriously.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
As a man, I've made some great changes in my life, you know. I guess the biggest one being, you know, just complete sobriety.
I've been sober for almost 16 months.
I made you cry in front of the world.
Been waiting for these cameras to stop. Can't stand it.
His kids will ask him about being a champion. But when they get old enough to ask him, you know, Daddy, did you ever beat that Jon Bones Jones guy? His answer is going to be no.
Daddy, did you ever beat Jon Bones Jones?
I'm gonna say, you know what? When I won the belt, I didn't have to. The idiot, he eliminated himself from competition by being an idiot.
You know, right before UFC 200, my manager, Malky, calls me over to his hotel room, and he's like, hey, I want to talk to you, man. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, hey, you're not going to be fighting. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, you know, you didn't pass your drug test.
It is a small pill he put into his body here in Albuquerque that's caused a big uproar worldwide.
Jones claims he failed his drug test because of a male enhancement pill.
Basically,
what did you take?
So I took an off-brand Cialis pill.
What did that feel like?
I felt like the whole room just came in on me. I couldn't breathe.
Like, is there anything I can do? Like, I'll sign a release and we can just fight. Carry through.
DC, can you explain your emotion when you heard the news?
You know, I'm not a guy that likes to pile on to somebody. Who am I to be the moral police? You know, I've made a lot of mistakes. I've done some things in my life that are terrible. You know, I've been through a divorce, you know, because of things that I had done outside of my marriage. I'm not perfect. I've done a lot of negative things in my life, but I try to just improve on them as I move forward.
What good do you think can come from it, given the gravity of the situation? I mean, they're talking about 2 years, right?
I feel like I have to reclimb a ladder.
Jon, I'm just wondering, have you had a chance?
You know, I believe that something good will come from this.
So they told me that, you know, we're probably gonna strip you of the title and suspend you indefinitely. I said, honestly, I could give a.
Instead of having like this poor me campaign, I just learned to say, it.
The U.S. anti-doping agency noted today Jones is not a drug cheat, calling his actions imprudent, also noting he has not only lost a year of his career, but an estimated $9 million.
Are you back, junkie?
I'm back. I'm back. This junkie has you crying.
You're a knob.
Junkie whoops your ass.